We really appreciate the opportunity to present to you today the day in the life of a student athlete. We have a great group of student athletes here, and I can't think of a more timely time to do this. With all the things that are going on nationally, with the things that we have going on locally, we have a great group of students to talk about their experience at the University of North Carolina. We have some scholarship student athletes, some walk-ons. We have some that play football, basketball, gymnastics, softball. It'll give you a good cross-section and good variety of the students that represent us across the country and on this campus. They have done an incredible job throughout their lives as high school students and now as collegiate student athletes. And it's a real pleasure to come to work every day to work with students like this. They are outstanding representatives, and we could not be more proud of what they do. So the format for today will be, we'll have one of our seniors on our football team. He's a junior today, a rising senior, Tim Scott, to kind of moderate the group and walk us through the presentation. So please welcome Tim Scott from the football team.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tim Scott, and myself and my 5 fellow student athletes are very welcomed here and giving you the life of a student athlete here. At Carolina is a very special place, and to give you the opportunity to explain what we go through every day and the extra activities that we go with outside of football is a great opportunity to give to you guys today. And throughout, we'll give you the day of the football life, just student athlete life, the extra activities as in the leadership programs and the MAP programs. And throughout this presentation, we would like to ask you to hold the questions to the end. We're going to give you the whole spectrum first and then have the questions at the end. And right now we're going to start with Ryan Switzer from the football team giving you the presentation about the day of the athlete.
I'm Ryan Switzer, as he said. I'm a freshman this year, going into my sophomore season at UNC. So my job today is to basically inform you guys of a little bit of what we go through on a daily basis. I've learned a lot of things since I've been at Carolina. None more, I think, than knowing that football, especially, and playing a Division I sport at this level is not for everybody. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of effort, but we love it, and that's why we do it, and that's why most of us are here. I'm not ashamed to admit that I wouldn't be at a university like this if it wasn't for my athletic ability. I was a decent student in high school, but this university is so high that I couldn't get here on academics alone. So football has created a lot of opportunities for me that I wouldn't have if I didn't play it. So right now I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what we go through and how long we're here and what our days are like. So right now we're in spring ball. And the spring ball practices are usually about an hour and a half longer than the season practices. So meetings start at 2 every day. You go to your special teams meeting, your position meetings for about an hour and a half. You hit the practice field about 3:40, and around 6:50, 7 o'clock, that's when you're off. That's when we'll finally get back to the stadium where we shower up and eat dinner. After we eat dinner, sessions start at 8 o'clock in the spring. From 8 to 10, you're in your academic sessions, making sure you're caught up on your studies. As you see on the screen behind you, this is during season. This is in season, and this is what a basic schedule for us looks like. The yellow is all football stuff, with lifts in the morning, depending on whether you're hurt or not, and meetings and practice. On Mondays, our only non-football activities happen on Mondays, 2 days after the game, where you come in for treatment in the morning, you finish your class studies, and then basically, unless you have a voluntary film study where you want to get in and get ready for the game on Saturday, you're pretty much done until your study hall sessions at 7 or 8. Tuesday is one of our heavy days. It's probably our heaviest day of the year, where you have a lift and practice. So you you, depending on if you're hurt or not. If you're hurt, you'll be in the morning lift, which is for guys who are limited in what they do and aren't full go and participating. You've got your class schedule throughout. I think it's 8 o'clock to 12. Team meetings start at 2 p.m. every day. If you're late, you don't want to be late. It's not good. You've got your position meetings with your position coaches, which you usually go through the scouting report. You get ready for, so I'm a receiver, so during our position meetings we'll watch film on the defensive backs for the other team. You go through practice during the season. It varies. Like I said, Tuesday's our hardest day, so Tuesday would be our longest practice, and then full pads. Then you go through dinner when you're done, and then your study hall hours afterwards. So from the time you get up in the morning, for me, I'm in the morning lift group, so it'd be about 6:30 to about 10 o'clock when I get back to my room, and that's pretty much daily. During the season, it's a little lighter because, of course you got games and everything, but, for the most part, if you don't love what you do, and which I do, and which most of these people here do, or they wouldn't be playing, it could be a struggle, but I will say this, the people that come here and can fight through it and can make it, are usually some of the most self-disciplined people that you'll meet in your life, and ones who can manage their time well. I've gotten so good at managing my time. I don't keep a calendar no more. It's all in my head. I know where I need to be, when I need to be there, and what time. Even 5 minutes before. So football has helped in so many ways. I can't even describe, and to be able to come here and play at this level and to have the academics here as well has been a great thing for me, and I'm very proud of it. So thank you.
Next up, we'll have Kimmy Pettway talk about the MAP program in the academics.
Good morning. How everybody doing? So again, like Tim said, the MAP program, as you see on the screen, stands for My Academic Plan. It's for all first-year students. It's for returners who have like academic issues, and it's for transfers. And what My Academic Plan is, it's a set schedule for you to manage class and your study-based time for that class. And as you can see on the schedule, it have something called GS. GS is guided study. That's like when you come in, and it's not really that strict. If you have something to do, then you do it. Then if you look down on the schedule, it says ALS. ALS is more targeted towards a certain class. So if you have a psychology class, then you'll meet with a psychology tutor from that time, and you'll get all your work done. My academic plan for me has helped me become more like organized with my schoolwork, and it teaches you like responsibility, because you only get 50 minutes in a session, and whatever you don't get done, it's on your own. We in college now, so you have to be responsible for your own work. And my academic plan, it leads you it's like a segue from high school to college, becoming more organized with your schoolwork, and it's strategized, it's organized, it's led. Like you have your own academic tutor, and you meet with them once a week to discuss like how your grades are and what classes you're struggling with and stuff like that. My academic plan, without it, I probably would not be here right now, because it definitely helps as far as maintaining, like not only getting your work done, but getting it done the right way. Because once you complete an assignment, you give it to your tutor. They'll go over it with you. They'll correct all your mistakes, and it's a great thing to be a part of. And that's my academic plan.
Next up, we'll have Michelle Tacoma with the leadership program.
a little bit shorter, so I'm going to adjust this. You can generally tell who are gymnasts on campus because they're about 1.5 feet shorter than everyone else. So, so I'm going to be talking to you just for a few minutes about the Carolina Leadership Academy. The Leadership Academy was established 10 years ago by former athletic director Dick Bador, and it was because he recognized that what won championships was leadership and having strong leadership on teams. And there are 4 levels of this program. So you begin in the CREED program, and so every first-year student on campus every first-year student athlete starts out in the Carolina CREED program, and that's all about self-leadership, personal leadership. It's about learning how to make smart decisions for long-term success, and from there you can move into the Rising Stars program, and you apply into the Rising Stars program if you feel like you want further leadership development, and the Rising Stars program is all about leading by example. So you talk a lot about having commitment to your team, developing confidence in yourself, both as a leader and as an athlete, and then you talk about maintaining composure in pressure situations, and you also talk about character, so always doing the right thing on and off the field. And then after that comes the Gap Year program. Kind of as its name implies, it used to not exist. We added it about 4 years ago, and it was because there are 4 years as a student here typically, and there was a year that was missing, so hence Gap Year. And that's all about practical leadership and applied leadership. And so with that program, you are tasked with undertaking an independent leadership project and seeing it through from start to finish. So you start planning it, and then by the end of the year, you've completed it, and you follow up on what went well, what didn't go well, and so that you can kind of move forward with the same project. And so ours as a team was to initiate UNC faculty and staff practices. And so these were events that we hosted to invite faculty and staff members from across the university into our practice facility. And it was to give them an opportunity to take a behind-the-scenes look at what we do on a day-to-day basis. And I know for me, this is a really cool opportunity to get to let my professors see what I do, and to not just see the lights and the fancy competitions, but kind of what goes into that. So, every time you take a fall, which in gymnastics is actually quite a lot, they're like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's basically 25 times a day that happens, and it's not an event for us." But so that was really, really cool, and for me, it initiated some deeper relationships with my professors, and I really enjoyed that experience, and we've continued to do it since it started 3 years ago. And then finally you start into the Veteran Leaders Program, and so this is the capstone leadership component, and this is all about leading your team. So this is where you have been elected as a team captain or some other leader on your team, and you work with the leaders on your team to develop a plan for your team to get them to their very highest level. And so for me, this has been a really great experience. I've been able to participate in it for 2 years now, and last year we did a 360-degree feedback evaluation, and for me, that was a really, really hard exercise, but it was also very meaningful, and I learned a lot from it. You have to qualify in a self-evaluation, a teammate evaluation, and a coach evaluation to a certain score. And if you do that, then you're designated as a Carolina Leader of Distinction. And I was hoping to get that last year, but it ended up that my teammates didn't see me the same way I thought I was leading my team. And so I had to work really hard to develop some stronger relationships with them and to find better ways to kind of maintain my own composure when things weren't going well and I wanted to get really frustrated, but maintaining kind of my own level of composure, which ultimately helped me, but also helped my teammates. And so this year, I did a reevaluation through the 360 program and was able to attain the Leader of Distinction designation. So that was a big victory for me. And for me, it just showed the growth that I've had through the Leadership Academy. And so I think for me, the program has certainly helped me be a better leader on my team, but it's certainly helped me in other areas as well. Leadership is one of those things that, it applies to every single thing you do. And so I think it's a huge component of what student athletes get as a student here, and for me it's been very invaluable.